We have Dr. Millán Millán with us, who is not only an aeronautical engineer, but has done absolutely fundamental work on the water cycles.
But if you know what you're affecting inland, you could compensate at the same time, because some of those lands are abandoned, so you could buy them for very little price and with a reasonable amount of investment, plus the fact that the European Commission would probably cooperate because of the climatic impact of those changes. So the message to the people that know and have the funds is they should make sure that a big thinking body, which in this case was the European Commission at one time, should be there to guide the actions, and you can discuss with them like we did at one time to see, okay, you want development, but do it in a wise way. Make sure you interrupt the water cycle the least possible, and if necessary, invest a little bit long term to recover the system in some place where now it's totally abandoned. And at the end, you'll have everything you want in the short and in the long term. But if you only think short term, you're in for troubles. Let me tell you something. If I had enough money and a few years less, I would be buying up every single piece of land that has been abandoned. Many of them are difficult to buy because they're in the hands of the heirs of people who left 3 generations ago. I presented this at the European Parliament twice. And one in the year 2009, after I made my presentation with all the data. There was some parliamentarian from Austria who told me that what I was saying about the Mediterranean was all very interesting, but that there were some directives that should be applied. And of course, I thought about it for a second, and I told them very nicely, in these words, I'm afraid that you don't have a fucking clue of what you're talking about. Okay? Do you eat chicken? He was very embarrassed at the time. He said, yes. I said, do you go and hunt chicken every morning? No. Are there any wild chickens left in Europe? 2 or 3 species and that's it. But you eat chicken, don't you? Yeah. Somebody invented the chicken farm. So much land, so much food, so much water, so many chickens, so many eggs, and so many chicken for meat. If you all of a sudden have a large banquet and you eat all the chickens in the farm, the following day, there are no eggs. The message is that you have to farm water at its proper scale. Okay? Watershed by watershed. And in Southern Europe, you have to do it in the small watershed.